We're ready.
Awesome. And you got all your little tips that I gave you?
I do. Thank you, Lynn, for doing
so
this.
much.
Yes, well, we're ready to start. I want to give a good morning to everyone on a Friday morning. This is the Connecting with Capital Meet the Mission-Driven Lender. And today I'm very happy to be here and just sharing all this information that all these lenders have for us. At the SBDC, we work closely with many of you, so it's a pleasure to have you. As you may know, the Small Business Development Center, we are part of the U.S. Small Business Administration. It's one of our partners, and also we work with the California Governor's Office of Business and Economic Development, but we have other partners, and we work with everyone, as Lynn says. Today, I do want to thank our sponsors. I have here, Lynn. We have Home Street Bank. We have Main Street Lounge. Also, we have CDC Small Business Finance. We have Marble Bridge Funding Group. And also we have Primary Funding. I want to thank you all for your support and to helping us through this Connecting with Capital series. We're very happy to be here. And also, as the Small Business Development Center, we help the small business owners, startups, and existing businesses through counseling, workshops, trainings like this to support our community. And that's part of our program. Everything what we do, it's at no cost. So let me just go ahead and admit a couple more people. And so far, well, the Small Business Development Centers, together we have worked in our network to support our small business owners. And we have been able to support about 9,000 small businesses and accessing to capital 170 million, and including almost 100 million in disaster funding through all these COVID-19 pandemic. And this is so far where every day we're working hard to help our business owners to access resources and funding for them to be able to continue operations or start a new business. For the people who's joining us and the people who's here, you can go ahead and access our website and have all these great information that we have through the Small Business Development Center. I think at the end, we're gonna be able to send the link, right, Lynn? And the website.
I'm going to put, good morning, I'm Lynn, and we are so excited to be here. And I'm going to put everything into the chat box on how they can sign up for a one-on-one appointment with one of our amazing advisors, which will make their life so much easier. And then also all of the amazing on-demand videos that we have that they can watch at their time, from PPP recovery to the EIDL loan, which still has some money in it, right? Exactly. So we want everybody to get their applications in for that. And then about pivoting, and then also about rebooting your business. And that's what it's going to take to stay healthy during this time period. And that's what all the amazing advisors are here to do. So yes, everything will be in the chat box. And thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you. But we're ready to start. And I would like to start with the introduction from our panelists. Thank you so much for being here and to help us through this a really great event, the Connecting with Capital. And I would like to start with quick introductions and who you represent and what you do, and then we continue with them. And the first one, I would like to start with Southern California Main Street Lounge. Mr. Darius.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Darius Mahadra. I'm the Senior Vice President of Main Street Launch. We are a community development financial institution, which basically means we're funded by the Department of Treasury, the U.S. Small Business Administration. We're a preferred SBA lender. As a nonprofit, we take the capital that we raise, redeploy that money into the underserved markets, underserved population, and low to moderate income communities for those businesses, both startup and existing, who can't otherwise qualify for conventional finance. Our our lending parameters are typically between $10,000 to $250,000. And I'm happy to speak about those programs in more detail as we go through the workshop.
Perfect. Thank you, Darius. We're gonna get back to you in a minute. And follow one great panelist that we have as well, Acción, Rosalinda.
Hello, I'm Rosalinda Delgado. I'm the Business Development Officer at Acción. Acción is a nonprofit organization that provides loans to small businesses that do not qualify for bank financing for any reason. It could be because they haven't been in business for 2 years, or they are just starting the business. We provide our interests are between 6.99 to 18.99. We do have a COVID loan, but we have been in existence for over 50 years around the world and 25 years in San Diego. We are a certified CDFI, Community Development Financial Institution. And we are here basically to help the community and to provide loans to those that are in need. And we'll talk about more later.
Perfect, thank you. Now we have the Center for Economic Development. I think we have Irene joining us. Is it Irene here? There you
Hi
are.
everyone. Yes. Hi everyone. My name is Irene Duvayo. I'm Micro Enterprise Business Counselor with the IROC, which is a Center for Economic Opportunities. We provide business loans from 300 to 2,000. 20,000. And the reason why we have from 300 to 20,000 is because we do credit building loans. So our lending is holistically, I'll talk more about this later, but those are some of the services we provide here.
Thank you, Irene. Next, we have Opportunity Fund. We have Adela Escobar. Nice to see you again. You are mute.
Sorry. Good morning. Nice to see you all. My name is Adela Escobar. I'm a Community Partnership Officer for Opportunity Fund. We are also a CDFI small business lender, and our mission is to offer financial services to borrowers that do not qualify for traditional lending. We have been around for over 25 years, and as of right now, our loans go up to 50,000. And we also have a COVID program that it's called California Restart Program.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we have CDC Small Business Finance with Miriam. You're mute. Let me ask you to mute. There you go.
Sorry about that. Yeah, so I'm Miriam and I work for CDC Small Business Finance, and we are a nonprofit lender. We've been around for over 40 years. And you know, our goal is to be able to do underwriting that's outside of the box, not with a ton of guidelines, more just looking at you personally, your story, doesn't make sense, does it not make sense. We do, you know, make sure that you cash flow as far as you personally and your business, but yeah, that's what we do. And I've been in the industry for 15 plus years, and we help startups and existing businesses, and our loans go up to 250 right now.
Awesome. Thank you, Miriam, for joining us. We'll get back to you in a minute. And now we have one of our SBDC consultants, Mr. Shawn.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Just a quick summary of my background. And my background's pretty similar to most of the advisors that we have with SBDC. Is very entrepreneurial. Most of us have had our businesses before. So my background primarily in franchise format business. So I was a franchise owner and also worked for some large franchise companies. And so a big part of that is opening and replicating a business model. And a lot of that translates well into the work that we do with our clients, because we work with our clients to really improve their business process and really assess their overall business. And so that's a quick summary on me. Good morning, everybody.
Thank you, Shawn. And now we have our last panelist, mission-driven finance. Louis? Do we have it? No? Well, if not, I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Meredith Garcia. I am a Center Director for the Imperial Valley Small Business Development Center. We're part of the San Diego and Imperial Network. We all work together in order to help our small business owners. So it's a pleasure to be here with all of you. I'm going to go ahead and start with the panel. But for the members of the audience who's here, if you have any questions, you can place your questions in the chat, and I'll go ahead and just read for the panelists to respond. So it's open for questions, just here in the chat box, please. So I want to go back and start having a conversation about the types of loans and the funding that you offer as an organization. Darius, I know that you have great programs. If you can expand on the programs that you offer at the Main Street Lounge.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to let everybody know I got to sign off at 9:30, so excuse my my early sign off. But I hope to get through this workshop as quickly as possible with all the questions. So regarding our loans, our loan funds. So we're an SBA lender, which is what I mentioned earlier in the introduction. We offer what's called the SBA Community Advantage Loan, which falls under the 7A umbrella. That goes up to $250,000 with a 10-year loan term. And our interest rate is based off of Wall Street Journal Prime plus 3%, which currently equals 6.25%. So as a lot of people know, interest rates are at a historical low. So you can benefit from the variable rate, the prime rate being so low. The fees are typically 1 to 2% of the loan amount, and there is also an SBA guarantee fee, which is 2 to 3% of the guaranteed portion of the loan. We also, as an SBA preferred lender, offer the SBA micro loan, which can go up to $50,000, holds interest rate of 7.75% fixed, and a 6-year loan term. So a little shorter than the Community Advantage loan, but it is a fixed interest rate. It has a 2% loan fee and no guarantee fee since it's not a federally guaranteed loan program. There's also less requirements under this program. As some of the folks mentioned, they have COVID relief programs. We also have those programs. We launched a number of loan programs during the pandemic that were 0% interest, 0 loan fees with 6 months of deferred payment after the loan closed. These programs are being offered throughout California in cities where we develop partnerships with municipalities, such as San Francisco, Oakland, Stockton, Mountain View, and we're in discussion with a handful of other cities in Southern California. And also we're in the middle of deploying $45 million in Riverside County and $28 million in Orange County to businesses that have been impacted by COVID-19. And these are all grants that are not expected to be repaid.
Okay. Do you work with startups?
We do.
Okay.
Yes.
And if we have a client that is looking for accessing your program, what is the minimum of the credit score?
We hold no minimum. As you know, we're all in in kind of recovery mode right now, and as you know, things have changed since the pandemic. So we do want to see that the credit was clean prior to the the onset of the pandemic. So if you were a responsible borrower in January and February, and then things obviously took a dip in March, April, and so forth, then we can obviously make concessions and understand. But as you know, historically, we don't have a minimum credit score.
Okay, thank you. So now we're gonna go through Acción about your products, What do you offer? You are, there you go.
Yes. So we basically have a COVID relief program right now at 3.99, except if the borrowers live in the unincorporated area of San Diego, they will be paying 1% on this loan, but the rest of San Diego will be 3.99%. This product has a minimum credit score of 580. And there is also a minimum BK score. That is a score that is shown on the credit report as well. And it has a minimum BK score of 800 or a maximum of 800. This loan is up to 50,000 only, and it's based on 2019 financial results. So specifically on the sales. So it's 2.5 months of sales for 2019. The business have to be in existence since August 2019. For a regular program, we are still lending. We lend to startup businesses. The most important thing is they have another source of income. We are looking for good deals, okay? Things that make sense. In terms of our regular program for the COVID loan, we do not require collateral for a regular program. We are looking for collateral for anything above 50,000. Below 50,000, we do not require collateral. But if the deal is not so strong, we are definitely going to ask for it in order to provide strength to the deal. So if the person has another source of income that is steady, definitely if it's a startup, we will be happy to work with them. But we will also add an additional question. How do you plan to survive or to start during these times of COVID? So everything, like Miriam said, has to make sense. Now our interest, I mentioned before, start at 6.99. We have a 1% discount for veterans, and they go up to 18.99. So it's basically based on the overall strength of the candidate. Our loans are guaranteed by the state of California, not by the federal government. So the state of California guarantee program has to approve, have to issue those guarantees, and they have to approve that loan as well.
And I have a follow-up question. You mentioned about the guarantee of the loan by the state. If many of our business owners have gone through the U.S. Small Business Administration PPP program and EIDL, are they able to apply for an Acción loan if they have?
Yes. If they have received PPP or EIDL, they will still be eligible for us, for a loan, for a COVID loan from us.
Awesome, thank you. And we have a question in the chat about companies with past bankruptcies. Is this for Acción and for Darius?
Okay, Darius, go ahead.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Businesses with past bankruptcies.
Our current credit policy manual states as long as the bankruptcy was discharged 3 years ago or longer, and the credit's been clean since the bankruptcy, then they still qualify.
Thank you.
For Acción, if the bankruptcy has been discharged for over 12 months, they will be eligible to a maximum of 25,000. If over 3 years, they will be eligible for 50, and over 4 years, they will be eligible for 75 and $100,000.
Thank you. And now we have the Center of Economic Development, Irene.
Yes. So hi, everyone. As I said, my name is Irene with the Center for Economic Opportunities, and that's under the IRC umbrella. And regarding our programs, we offer a variety of products. We start off with our loan, which is a credit building loan. It starts at 100 and then 300 and 1,000. How this product works is 6 months free interest, and we work with this the entrepreneurs who are looking to start their business and maybe their credit is not good. So we work with them to work on your credit by acquiring the loan and paying it back for 6 months. And then after that, you are able to move on to 300 and then to 1,000. And then other products that we also have a business loan, like I mentioned before during my introduction, that goes up to 20,000. And our product, it's flat fee of 9% interest rate. It does not, we don't have minimum. That's what we have right now. And anything that goes above 15,000, we request that we have the collateral. And then we also look holistically at the borrower's information, the financial status, if they're able to pay. So when you walk in our door, the first thing is we do what we call CFI. We look at your personal income, and then if you are in a business, we look at your business income. And then we put all those things together and look at your debts that you have, your past debt and your current debt, and also do the cash flow. And then we see if you are able to pay. That's very important for us. So the credit score, we look at if you have had overdraft in the past 3 months. That's also very important because it tells us if you are in position to take on this responsibility of borrowing. And then also we look at if you are in the household, like if we have another income, someone else to support you in this, if your income is low and then you have someone else to work with you. So that's what we work on. That's how our product works. It's a very less loan, but we work holistically. We work mostly with the startups or the small businesses who are even home-based businesses who are like looking to be able to expand. And we work on your credit before even if you're not able to borrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Irene. And now we have an opportunity fund. Adela.
We offer several business loans. We have our working capital loan, business expansion, business growth. We also finance equipment like food trucks or trucking. Our interest rate varies depending on the loan amount. The highest interest rate is 18% a year, and we charge a loan fee of 5.99. We also have the California Restart program that it's a loan amount between 10 and 25,000. The interest rate is prime plus 1, so as of right now is 5.25. And the requirements is that the business has to be open for 1 year, 3 months of bank statements, personal and tax returns. And if you have the bankruptcy, it has to be dismissed over a year. And this program, it's not FICO based, so we base everything on your cash flow.
Thank you. Now we have CDC, Small Business Finance.
Looking to unmute myself. Well, we have some different SBA products that are pretty exciting, and then we also have a CDFI product. So our SBA product that's pretty exciting right now is called Carl, and that SBA program allows you to get 6 months of principal and interest paid by SBA. So you don't have to ask for forgiveness. You don't have to even ask for them to do it. When you get the loan, they're going to automatically pay your first 6 months of principal and interest. The other pretty awesome, great thing about that product is that if you are a veteran or if you your business is located in a low or moderate income area, then you also get all of our fees paid for. So we don't take any fees, and then SBA doesn't take any fees either. So the only fee you would pay for is like a $20 credit fee, and then if you get funded, the UCC filing, which is also very cheap. So that's an awesome product. On our regular SBA product, you don't need to have any special, living in a low moderate income area or any other items such as that. Anybody can qualify for that one, and that one doesn't allow you the free fees, but it does allow you the 6 months of principal and interest paid by SBA, which is really great. And for those loans, you may be asked to collateralize, but you don't have to own a home or to collateralize in order to get approved and funded for those loans. Also, you can have an EIDL loan or a PPP loan. As a matter of fact, we do count your EIDL loan in your cash flow to make sure that you can repay us, but your PPP loan is not considered in your cash flow. Another product that we've had for a very long time is our CDFI product. So that product is for anybody who is Hispanic, African American, or again in a low or moderate income area. So as I had mentioned before, we're a nonprofit and we're looking to help people that might have a harder time getting approved, and anyone really in general that might not have been able to get approved at a bank. And our interest rates are anywhere from 6 to 9.25%. Unless you're a startup, you're not going to be really in the 9.25%. For all our startups, they are riskier. We're still doing them, believe it or not. So those are going to be in the 9.25% range. Everything else, even if you're acquiring a business, you're not going to be in the 9.25% because there's some, time has passed by that we can see the tax returns on those. And then our terms are all for 10 years on all of our products. Our loan amounts are anywhere from $20,000 to $250,000. And there's no prepayment penalty on any of our loans. We are here to basically help small business owners. So by any means, if you want to free up the cash to lend to someone else and you want to refinance when that's available, or you want to pay us off because your business is just doing awesome after our loan, then we're happy to let you do that without any penalties. So our products, depending on the product, for example, our Carl loan, your credit score only needs to be a 620, and we're very lenient on that one. On our CDFI products, any of our products, if you're African American, Hispanic, or veteran, or in a low or moderate income area, we are going to be more lenient than our typical SBA product. Our typical SBA product, you do have to have a 680 credit score. And then as far as bankruptcies, all of our programs are actually the same on bankruptcies. It needs to be at least 10 years old or not showing on your credit report for you to really be able to apply with us. So I think that pretty much covers it. Did I miss anything?
No, you did it great.
Okay.
Thank you, Miriam. I want to go back to Darius real quick. I know you have to leave, but I want to give you opportunity to say anything about your program that is missing. Final wrap up. How can we contact you?
Yeah, so I listed my signature line to everyone in this chat, so you could definitely contact me, offline. Anything else? I would just say that this is a unprecedented time for all of us, all the small business owners. I think everybody's been impacted by COVID-19, mostly in a negative way. There's some areas and industries that might be benefiting, from some of the cleaning businesses and what have you, might see a spike in sales, but for the most part, we're really all in this together. And everyone here on this panel, has come up with very creative ways. I'd say the state of California has done a fantastic job making the state guarantee program accessible to those that have received PPP and the SBA EIDL, which allows lenders to take risk to continue assisting you guys. I mean, it's been a crazy time for me. Traditionally, being able to lend out as much money as humanly possible, and then all of a sudden we're now faced with this pandemic that's, shut down businesses and kept people in their houses, and businesses operating at less than full capacity. So I would just say, reach out to all of us, and I think there's a very a strong collective group here of lenders and community-based organizations that want to help all of you guys get through this. So I really appreciate it. I appreciate the invitation. Have a happy Friday. It was good to see everybody. And if you want to speak with me, I did leave my contact information in the chat here.
Awesome. Thank you. Yes, Lynn?
I was just going to say, also, we can get you in contact with all these lenders and help you work with them, because that's what you and your team and everybody's team at the SBDC does.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you for joining. And as part of the conversation, COVID-19 for all of us, for all the business owners, has been a really hard moment. And part of what the SBDC does is to support our business community. I want to include Shawn as our SBDC consultant. If you can please explain to us, how can the SBDC help our business community? What can we do for them?
Okay, good. So we have the benefit of working in between small businesses and the great lenders that we have on the panel today. So we play a really important role to really connect small businesses with these lending opportunities. And so we go through a process with our small businesses to really make sure that they're making the best decision for themselves, as well as we're connecting them with lenders that are going to be very beneficial for their business. And so our process starts off with really assessing the need for capital. And sometimes businesses, there's something that needs to be fixed within the business, and that's maybe part of the reason why they need capital. So just lending more money in that particular situation is not necessarily the best thing for that business. And so we're able to assess that and maybe make some changes on things that they're doing to the business. And then also come up with how much capital they need and how the capital is going to be used to really benefit the business. And then from that stage, we go to really putting the loan package together and understanding what the various lenders' requirements are. We help small businesses start to get ready for that process. So we put those things together. And then from there, we have the great opportunity to connect our business clients with the lenders that we have on the panel today. And the great thing about that is all of the lenders that we have on the panel today get on the phone, talk with our clients and small businesses, and really look beyond the numbers. And so we're able to create that connection and then start that process with the individual lender. Then from there, we work with the small business as they proceed through the lender's loan process and move forward with the loan. And then afterwards, we actually work with our clients to make sure that the business is functioning and performing great, so that they can not only pay back the loan, but also improve the overall profitability. So it really starts from A to Z with regard to capital.
Thank you, Shawn. Yes, you have mentioned about how we worked together with the small business owner and our lenders to have all the information and facilitate the loan packaging, what the business owner needs to have ready on their financial accounting, making sure that you're well prepared to access the funding that you need. And the next part, we already heard about all these products that we have available for existing businesses and for startups that our lenders have mentioned during this presentation. But now I would like to emphasize more and have more detail about what is the application process, what do you actually look for on a loan package. So I would like to start with Acción, Rosalinda, about the application process.
So for us, the application, we have an application online. Now, if you're applying for a COVID loan, I will send you a specific link for the COVID loan that you have to complete first, and then you will be receiving an invitation to apply. So the COVID loan is by invitation because you have to answer several questions before, several qualifying questions, and then you receive that application, that invitation to apply. For the COVID loan, we only need a copy of your ID, the taxes for 2019, and if you don't have taxes for 2019, we will need P&L and balance sheet for your company, and 3 months of bank statements of all of your accounts, including personal and business, the last 3 months. And that's pretty much what we need for the COVID loan. The COVID loan also has a 6 months deferment, so you don't have to make payments until month number 7. For a regular loan, we're gonna need 2 years of taxes, depending on the amount of the loan. If you want a very small amount of loan, we only need one year of taxes. Anything below 15,000 is 1 year of taxes. Above that will be 2 years of taxes. Of course, copy of your ID, 3 months of bank statements, and a business plan if you are a startup business. The process for the COVID loan, if you provide your documents right away, it's less than a week. You can get your money in a week. So you as a borrower pretty much have control of when do you want this loan. Now for a regular loan, once you submit all of your documents, so it's more documentation, especially if the purpose of the loan is to buy a truck. Of course, you need to provide a quote of how much that truck is going to be, who is the seller, that sort of information. So if you complete all your package right away, it could be disbursed in about 2 weeks. So we have implemented a new process that makes everything quicker, but a regular loan, of course, is going to take more time because there is more paperwork.
Okay, and for your loans, we are region. What locations do you cover?
Very good question, Meredith. Thank you. We cover the San Diego County, San Bernardino, Riverside, and Imperial counties. So 4 counties only. If you live in, for example, if your business is in Oceanside, if you live in San Clemente, we might be able to do an exception. So if you live 10 miles maximum away from one of our regions, we might be able to do the deal, but the business have to be located in one of our regions. And our closing costs are about 6%, except for COVID. COVID has we don't charge admin fee or processing fee for COVID. We only charge the guarantee fee for the COVID product.
Awesome, thank you.
And if you live in the unincorporated areas of San Diego, basically the county is paying for the guarantee fee, I believe.
Oh, that's great. That's really great. Thank you, Rosalinda. And now with the Center of Economic Development, Irene.
Yes, our products also depend on the amount of loan that you're borrowing. So for example, if you are starting Uber rideshare business and you want to secure funds to purchase a vehicle, what we need to do is to, first let me go through the process. We'll need to see 3 months of your bank statement, both personal and business for people who are in business. We also need to see your business plan. And then we also need your tax return for the previous year and also a source of income. So your pay stubs or direct deposits showing that you have income coming in. And then after that, we look at your, the other thing we do also depends on, yes, we are non-profit organization, we are a CDFI. So, and then the next thing that we look at, we process your loan. And when we have collected all the paperwork, it usually takes less than 2 weeks to hear back from us if you if the loan is approved or not. If we have any kind of questions, we work alongside with the client to make sure that we get all those questions answered. And then if you are using the loan product to purchase, say, a vehicle, we have to get the vehicle, call the dealership. We don't give the money directly to the client. We pay to the dealers. So we have to look at the condition of the vehicle, and then we'll be able, you look for the vehicle and then bring us all the paperwork needed, and then we'll go ahead and do the payment to the car dealership where you're getting the car, or the private party that you're getting the car from. Our administration fee is 2% on all our loans. It doesn't change. I saw also a question in the chat about our credit building loan. So our credit building loan is basically for the personal, because we understand that if your personal credit building, if your personal credit score is good, then you'll be able to build a business credit score. And then again, our credit building loan is very small. I don't think can have a very big impact on your business loan. So mostly for the startups or people who are looking to start, even though they are not starting within a year.
Okay. I think the question was, do you do lending for nonprofits? If we have a nonprofit?
Currently, no. We only do lending for the small business, for the startup, not nonprofits.
Okay, thank you. And about the location, is there any specific part of the city that you receive loan applications, or which part you cover?
So we cover the whole of San Diego County.
Okay.
That's where our offices are located, mostly in City Heights and East County, El Cajon. And that's where most of our clients come from, but we cover the whole of San Diego County.
Awesome, thank you, Irene. Now with Opportunity Fund, if you can help us to explain the application process to get to your products.
Okay, so for our traditional loans, we have to complete a 2-page application. We will need a picture of your ID front and back, three months of bank statements, business and personal taxes, and the business license. And for the California Restart loan, we can take the application over the phone. We just send you a disclosure to authorize us to pull your credit. We'll first do a soft pull, and once the loan gets like pre-approved, we'll do a hard pull. And the requirements are the same: 3 months of bank statements, the personal and business taxes, and the business license. And the process takes between 5 and 7 business days once we have all the documents completed, and we can work all California.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
And now with CDC Small Business Finance, your application process.
I was answering some questions. Yeah, so our application process is pretty easy. I'll usually get a referral. All of us work really close together, so sometimes from you guys, or from our bankers, or just lots of different options, the city, whatever. And then what I do is I set up a phone appointment so that I can have a good time to chat with you for like 20 minutes, 15 minutes. I just want to basically make sure that you're a good candidate for our loans. The application process with us is pretty lengthy. It's kind of the same as a bank. So I do not want to make you go through all that unless we're a good match. So if we're a good match, then I go ahead and explain the whole process to you. And then only if you get me everything I asked for, it's a 3-day process for me to let you know if you're pre-qualified. If we have to go back and forth with that initial package, it's not complete. It is unfortunately going to take longer because, you know, I have a heavy pipeline. So I would definitely say that's a big tip for me and probably for everyone here. Rosalinda's nodding yes. Make your application as complete as possible. That way you will go through the process and hopefully fund much quicker. So yeah, that's kind of our process. Once after you talk to me and I send you to underwriting, then our underwriter will take 1 to 2 weeks to let you know if you're approved for the loan. And then if you are, they'll go ahead and guide you all the way through funding. So I used to be an underwriter, so I would say about 85 to 86% of my loans get approved and funded. So I do take a good look at it, but I'm not an underwriter, so I'm not going to look that deep, right? But hopefully to give you a very strong chance to get approved and funded is what we try to do. And then I just wanted to mention that the Carl program that I talked about, that actually has a deadline of September 27th. So by next month on the 27th, it needs to be funded. So if you are in a little bit of a rush for money, then I would definitely say apply for the Carl loan as soon as possible with me. I don't know of any other program where SBA is going to pay your first 6 months and you literally don't have a payment due till your 7th month. So with everything that's happening right now, I would definitely, if I were a small business owner, I would take advantage of that for sure. So that process is going to be even quicker than what I mentioned because we're trying to fund all of those before September 27th. So yeah, that's what the process looks like with us.
We have a question in the chat about the FICO score. What is the type of FICO score that you look at?
Well, for the Carl program that I'm talking about, if you're a veteran or your business is located in a low or moderate income area, your credit score needs to be a 620 or higher. But if you're just applying for the SBA loan, you're still looking for that 6 months of principal and interest paid, but we can't cover the fees with that regular program, then it actually doesn't matter where you're located or whether you're a veteran or not, anyone can apply for that. And that one does have a higher credit score limit, which needs to be 680.
Awesome, thank you. Yes, so now that we know about all the requirements and the loan packages that any of these mission-driven lenders require for accessing capital, I would like to go back a little bit on the part of the technical assistance that we offer on the SBDC. Having your financial accounting, having your tax information, or if you have any questions about credit. Shawn, can you help me to elaborate more about how can we help the business owners to have these packages ready for accessing capital?
Yeah, so a big part of what we do is help put all that together. So first off is identifying what needs to be done and having good knowledge of the various application processes with the lenders allow us to help put all of that together. And also a big part of that that I mentioned earlier is really doing a preliminary understanding of how much capital you need and is it going to fit into the business, meaning that do you have the ability to bring on that debt and pay for it, because lenders and the business, it needs to be a mutual beneficial decision. It doesn't make any sense to take on a loan if it's going to harm the business or put the business at jeopardy. And so what we do is be able to look at the initial information, the technical, the financial information, prepare that, put that together, and then doing an assessment and really get a good feel for what kind of viability that a loan has, and then we're able to connect them with the various lenders.
Yes, and one scenario is if we have a client that they were denied, what will be the process for us to working with the client?
Yeah, so one of the things that we do is, and a lot of, I think a lot of the lenders would say this as well, that if somebody's denied from a capital standpoint, a lot of times, unless there's just a fundamental issue that needs to be addressed with the business, it is a timing issue. So one of the things that we do is we work with clients that maybe it's not a good time right now for them to get capital. And I'll mention just one of the deals that I worked with Miriam as an example. We had a client that had really good fundamentals in the business, but needed to lower some of the existing debt and make some changes. And so with our guidance, and Miriam and CDC was able to work with a client for, I think, about 9 months, if I remember correctly, Miriam. So it took us about 9 months, but when we were able to get the loan approved, it really was in the best interest of both the business and the lender. And so it's a good example of how we can work, and we don't just, well, it doesn't work today and we move on to another client. We really look to work with those clients and make sure that it's good timing.
Thank you.
I just want to say, Shawn, I was going to give that example earlier, but I didn't want to interrupt. There it is. But I love that story. I talk about that story all the time because that just shows what SBDC does. I mean, you're not like, yes, no, next. You really care about your small business owners and you work with them. I mean, you invested 9 months into him, and it was like it was so worth it for him. I mean, he was so grateful to you and to CDC. And yeah, thank you for doing that. And thank you for, representing SBDC so well.
Yep. Thank you as well.
Thank you. And I think that's a great example about how together we can work with a business owner and really sit down and analyze their financials, projections, if you're a startup, to help out as a business plan, and that having that connection with you as a lender. And that's a whole value added that we can together help out our community to move forward. And I know that we're running out of time, but I don't want to leave until we have just a last round and having some tips. Your lender, how can we help better our community? If you're a business owner, any tips that you have for our businesses? So if we start with Acción.
Well, I will say preparation is super important. Going to the SBDC is going to give you the opportunity. I mean, they are the one who are going to pick your lender. They're going to tell you, okay, based on your information, based on your type of business, the best fit for you is to go with Acción or to go with CDC or to go to Main Street Launch. So allow the counselor to pretty much take a look at your situation and advise what will be the best course of action. We work together. I get deals from that CDC cannot do. And we try to work with our lenders sometimes, with our clients sometimes. Pretty much if the person is at a point that they can't get help, we're gonna let them know, maybe not now, but later, this is what you need to do, and send them back to SBDC to work with them to get them prepared. So preparation is crucial. Monitor your personal credit, because your credit is what is going to open doors to you. Make sure you're current on all of your financial obligations, because people work on their business plan, but they forget that credit is important, and they have everything ready. But when we pull credit, they don't qualify because they forgot to monitor their credit to make sure they make their payments on time. So it's very important that you're current on your credit so you can have access to capital.
Thank you, Rosalinda. And now with Center of Economic Development, any tips that you have for our business owners?
Yes, so we are also, most of our loan officers or agents, we also business advisors. So at the same time, we look at your business plan. If you come to us and you're not sure about what to do about your standing, we work with you. We look at your plan. We look at how you're going to work. We don't just say like, here is the money and this. We look at everything. Like I give an example of some of my clients who come in, and when you just look at their paperwork, it looks really good. But then when you go down, look at the spending and the debt and everything, it looks like it may not help them in the long run. So what we do is we sit down and work with you. So if you're a business owner looking to start a business, don't be afraid to reach out to a small business development center, because with their help, you'll be able to get the services you need and to know what's out there for you to be able to reach your goal. And then as a lender, we holistically look at you, at your business. We look at you as a person. We look at your vision for the business and the profitability of the business. So we are not just there to do the lending, but at the same time, we are there to holistically be able to work alongside with you to succeed. So come with open-mindedness, be open to share, and then we will work with you to make sure that your business succeeds. And if the business is not maybe viable, we'll let you know. If the plan that you're working on may not be viable, we'll let you know that this doesn't look to be the plan. Maybe take a plan and take time and re-examine what you're doing on your financial side and bring your credit score up a little bit to be able to continue or lower your debt or usually like increase your income, because credit will not help if your income is low. So those are some of the things that we look at for the small business owners.
Thank you, Irene. And with Opportunity Fund?
I would recommend to have a plan in place. And if you don't have a plan, to look for assistance. The SBA offers a lot of assistance, and the good thing is that they are free of charge. I will also recommend that you don't apply everywhere, because every time that you apply for a loan will run your credit and your FICO will drop. And we'll also see like a lot of inquiries on your credit report, which give us a sense of desperation on your side. So it's like you are in the urgent need of money. So I would recommend like to do your homework first, look for help and some advice that will be a good advice, that it won't be just to get a loan funded. You need to see who is a good lender for you and not a predatory lenders. Usually the lenders that offer you funds from 2 hours from the time you apply, those are not a good lenders. So I will say look for assistance, for counseling, and investigate before you apply.
That's a really good point. Making sure that you do your homework before and accessing lenders that will take care of you. I think that's really, really important. Miriam with CDC, any tips? I know you work with many of the business owners.
Yeah, I would say the biggest tip is to be transparent and honest. I think we've mentioned many times, we work with SBDC all the time. We work with each other, with Acción, with Mission Driven Finance. I mean, we all know each other really well. We all here on the panel, we care about you as a small business owner. For us, it's not about doing a loan, it's about finding the right fit for you. And like I mentioned, we're not going to drag you through something that's not going to work for you, hoping that it does. So be transparent. If you have a bankruptcy that's 8 years old or 5 years old, and I've told you that we need it to be 10 years old, don't run your credit score with me. Don't apply, just be transparent, and I'll send you to someone who doesn't have a BK requirement, who might get you a better rate than us. I mean, we all work together. We're here to help you, win at your business. So, we're going to find out anyways, because we do, all sorts of checks. So if there's an old tax lien, whatever, we're going to find it. So just be transparent. That's my biggest advice. And then I know on the questions that there are a few people asking about where we lend exactly, either what cities or locations. So for CDC, we lend anywhere in California, Nevada, Arizona, and strangely enough, Hawaii. So yeah.
Thank you, Miriam.
Yeah.
Any tips from the SBDC?
Yeah, one of the biggest tips that I always mention is good financial management. And really what that means is having good financial records. And then almost as important is understanding what the financial records, financials actually tell you as part of the business. And that's a big part of what we do at the SBDC is help businesses understand what we call financial throughput. How much money comes in from a revenue standpoint actually goes to the bottom line, to the overall profit, and understanding what the relationships for that. So having good financial records and then understanding what those records are actually telling you as a business owner.
Thank you, Shawn. Well, we are up of time, but I want to thank everyone. I want to thank our panelists for being here and sharing with us all this great information. I want to thank our sponsors with Home Street Bank, Main Street Lounge, CDC Small Business Finance, Marble Bridge, and Primary Funding for helping us through this Connecting with Capital. And for the members of the audience, thank you so much for attending this event. If you're looking for accessing our technical assistance, counseling, just talking to us, Lynn have the website in our chat, but we're gonna be able to share with you as a follow-up as well. It's a pleasure to us being here and support our small business community. And if you have any further questions, we're here to help. So thank you, everyone, and happy Friday.
Bye.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
No,
thank
thank
you.
you.